Yo, what is good YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best lineup that you can build in MyTEAM Limited for season 7 week 2, which is obviously this weekend. But before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 5,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Lots of gameplays, tip videos, ranking videos, things like that, trying to help y'all have as much success as possible in MyTEAM. And I'd really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe to help me push towards that goal. But yeah, for this week's limited, the restrictions are 1 amethyst, 2 rubies, and 2 sapphires. Everybody else must be an emerald or lower, and then you are going to have no free agent or heat check cards allowed, obviously. So you're very limited what you can use. No pink diamonds, no dark matters, no opals, nothing like that. So you have to make sure you are strategic with the way that you build your lineup, so you have a lineup that can both space the floor and gives you the ability to just overall score at a consistent level. And I think that this team that I have built for this week's limited gives you a great opportunity to do all of the above. So let's hop over to 2KDB and we're going to check out this lineup, go over each card, and talk about why I think this lineup will give you the best chance of having consistent success and winning a ton of games to get your ring. All right, hopping over to 2KDB. As I said, the limited requirements for this week are 1 amethyst, 2 rubies, and 2 sapphires. Everything else must be emerald and below. So we're going to build the starting lineup, and then I'm going to talk about some emeralds that you can bring in off your bench who are also going to be capable options to add to your squad. But at the starting PG position, we're going to use one of our 2 rubies, and we're going to go ruby out of position Arvidas Sabonis. Now, one of the main reasons that we're going with Arvidas Sabonis is honestly just because of his glitchy size. He's 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. Obviously, the tallest point guard that you can run in my team. So that just gives you a size advantage right there off the bat as a guy you can mash with, use in that strategy. Now, looking at his stats aren't amazing jump off the page. He's a little slow, not a great dunker. Defensive stats are okay, but they're not elite. But what he does have going for him is a 92 shot 3. He's got very solid all-around badges, whether it comes to his playmaking, which he doesn't have quick first step or unpluckable, but has good passing badges, good all-around defender. He's got great shooting badges and also good finishing badges, and a lot of gold badges complete on the card. 7'3" at the point guard position is incredibly elite in terms of size, and set shot 8 on quick is a solid release as well. Now, his movement isn't great, obviously without the playmaking badges. He's not going to be your primary ball handler. We have another guy in the lineup who I think can be your primary ball handler for this team, but the thing about Arvidas is obviously the mismatch that he gives you at size, with his size at 7'3", the versatility that he's going to give you defensively in terms of your ability to switch everything, and it's going to give you a lineup where the shortest player in your lineup is 6'6", which is going to be a massive mismatch against a lot of guys who are going to be running short PGs. Having this tall PG Arvidas Sabonis and taking advantage of your ruby position to get one of these really tall PGs and make your lineup super glitchy, I think is a great idea. Now, starting at the 2, we're using our 1 amethyst, and the guy that I decided to go with was Amethyst Exchange Klay Thompson. There are a couple other guys that you could consider running at the 2, Jarrett Culver, Zach LaVine, guys like that, but Klay is the one that I decided to go with because I think he gives you the best amount of well-rounded offense and defense. 6'6" with a 6'9" wingspan is solid size, hot spots from everywhere. 2 hops are catch and shoot and clamps, so 2 very solid Hall of Fame badges there. Comes with a ton of good gold badges, which include obviously great shooting badges, great playmaking badges as well. Needs the quick first step badge. If you are going to use this card, I do recommend that you get that badge on him because that's going to help him out a ton as a playmaker. Could also use some interior badges, but I wouldn't worry about that too much for limited. Quick first step is the only badge that I would actually add to him. You could also theoretically go chef as well, but he's got solid speed. He's an elite shooter, acceptable dunker, and a really good perimeter defensive player. Has a great release. Klay Thompson release on quick is still super smooth. Definitely a good release. Shifty dribble style with the Kobe size up, Jamal Murray size up, Kobe escape, and the Pro 2 between the legs gives him pretty darn solid sigs as well. He's a guy who not only can play make a bit and has a really good release, but also has very quality defensive ability. I think he's a great amethyst to use, one of the better amethyst cards in the game right now, especially when you get that quick first step badge on him, maybe chef as well. If you can get those badges on him and use this Klay Thompson card, who is available in the exchange, by the way, not expensive at all to get, super easy to get, I think he's one of the best amethyst options in the game, and I think he's the guy I would use. At the 3, we're going with Dorian Finney-Smith, one of my very own Dallas Mavericks, and this card was a challenge reward card in season 5, so if you don't have this card, you may have to consider replacing him with another sapphire, but this is a great option, I think, because he's 6'7" with a 7-foot wingspan, so he's got good size, 38 88 gold badges, no Hall of Fame badges, obviously he is a Sapphire, but he's got a bunch of good defensive badges. He's got quick first step, unpluckable, bailout, bullet passer, and glue hands, which are the five most important playmaking badges, especially for a guy who's not going to be much of a ball handler. He's got good shooting badges like catch and shoot, green machine, hot zone hunter, sniper, slippery off ball, and some good finishing badges as well, like fast switch, posterizer, and unstrippable. 88 speed excelling, 88 shot 3, 99 driving dunk, and 84 plus on every defensive stat. So he's a nice, well-rounded Sapphire card. Has a solid release, jump shot 107. Even on normal, it's smooth, it's easy to green, it's just not super fast. Does not have great movement. That's not really his role though. He can run the floor in transition, dunk the ball, catch and shoot, and play solid defense. And he just gives you very, very complete card for a Sapphire option, considering most Sapphires have significant flaws. This Dorian Finney-Smith does not have significant flaws, and he's a very, very solid card that you can use. Now, at the power forward position, we're going with Sapphire Jonathan Isaac, who is a very similar card to Dorian Finney-Smith in a lot of ways. He is taller at 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan, and he's a really, really good defender. Most of his badges are defensive. Has gold catch and shoot, corner specialist, quick first step, bailout, glue hand, silver bullet passer. Not going to be like the most elite card, but he's got decent speed. He's a good shooter. He's a good dunker, and he's a great all-around defender. With his length, his defensive stats, and his defensive animations, he's going to be an elite defender. He's also going to be a good rebounder. He's got good size, so he can guard on the interior, and his release is fine. Jump shot 70 on quick. It's a solid enough release. It's smooth. It's not crazy fast, but it's definitely not slow either, and it'll just get the job done. Super easy to green. He's another guy who's going to be able to shoot the ball at a high level in the offensive end of the court, can dunk in transition, decent athleticism, and is a really, really good defender, which I think makes him another very valuable Sapphire. And then at the starting five, we got Jalen Smith, who I think is a card that not very many people have talked about at all, but this Moments Jalen Smith is actually a very, very solid card. I think he was included in one of the Moments of the Month sets, so it's very likely that you do have him. If you don't have this Jalen Smith, you could go with somebody like a Wang Zizi, Onyeka Okongwu, somebody like that, but this Jalen Smith, he is 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan, so he may not have elite size, but you can always switch matchups, play him on the power forward, have Arvidas guard the center, but 36 gold badges, does come with good shooting badges, even has the badges like blinders, deadeye, limitless spot up, in addition to catch and shoot, corner specialist, sniper. No quick first step, but does have bailout and bullet passer on gold. Good enough defensive stats on the perimeter and the interior with brick wall, chase down, clamps, interceptor, intimidator, post lockdown, rebound chaser, and rim protector. Solid all around defensive stats. He's got good speed for a center, especially a low tier center, and a 90 shot 3 as well. Then you look at his release, set shot 13. I will admit this is not an amazing release, but what he will do for you with his shooting badges is when he's open, he should be able to knock down pretty consistently, be a great catch and shoot guy with his shooting badges. Gonna knock down greens and whites at a very consistent rate. So what this lineup does for you, these 5 guys, it gives you 5 guys who are all capable of spacing the floor, solid defenders, and it gives you a lineup with elite size as well. And I think this is about as good as you could build a lineup for clutch time using budget cards effectively in my team right now. Obviously, most of the elite budget cards in the game right now are the diamond tier, pink diamond tier guys. So you have to be very, very specific with who you use in your lineup when you're only able to use one amethyst, 2 rubies, and 2 sapphires. But I think this team is going to get the job done for you at a super high level on both ends of the court. So also, I will just go back and mention briefly the other options that you can use as emeralds off the bench. I would definitely recommend guys like this Luka Doncic. He's not amazing, but I think he's a good one you can use. I think another card that I would definitely consider using would be, where is he? Alperen Şengün. Patrick Williams as well is a really good, the zero gravity rewards. I would definitely take advantage of the zero gravity emerald rewards. Luka, Pat Williams, Lonzo Ball, and Alperen Şengün. I would honestly run all 4 of these cards off the bench because these are probably the best emerald cards in the game pretty easily. That's the wrong Lonzo, but yeah, I would definitely take advantage of these zero gravity cards because they're all capable of shooting the ball. They all are actually, Lonzo has good sigs, Luka does not, but Pat Williams is a good defender and also very capable of shooting the ball. And then Şengün has base 3 on quick, which makes him actually a very, very solid center. Honestly, this Alperen Şengün, you could theoretically argue, is close to the Ruby Jalen Smith when you look at this card. He's a very, very good option. And these 4 guys coming off your bench are actually going to give you a very, very capable bench unit, which I think is very valuable to have in limited. If you have these 4 guys from grinding for Richard Jefferson last season, make sure you throw these guys on your bench and take advantage of them as well. Other than that, I will admit there really aren't very many emerald cards at all at this point in the game who are actually really worth using at all. There just aren't complete emeralds at this point in the year, but you can always throw in somebody else, like, I don't know, an Antoine Walker from season 5 or something like that. He's one of the most recent cards, probably going to be a solid option at the 4. He's got acceptable speed, can shoot, and can dunk, just not a very good defender. But if you wanted to throw him in here at the backup 4, 4, that would definitely be solid, and I think that would be a great way to finish rounding out this squad. So this is probably the 10-man that I would build for limited personally if I was going to be playing limited this week. I don't actually grind limited personally, but for those of y'all who do grind limited, this is about the 10-man that I would be building this week. And I think if you build a team like this, you're going to win very, very consistently, win the vast majority of your games, get your ring really easily and really quickly. So hopefully this video does help y'all out. If it does, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.